I want to say to the people of Southern Illinois, over the last couple of years, we've been through a whole lot. Right after I got sworn in, there was an ice storm that took out power for 8 days, and the people survived because we banded together and worked together to get through a very tough time. Not long thereafter, believe it or not, we had a horizontal hurricane right here in Southern Illinois, and it was a very serious matter that affected a lot of folks. Again, we lost power, but people came together and worked together for the common good. And then, not long after that, we had a terrible flood that affected many, many people in all parts of Southern Illinois, along the Mississippi River, along the Ohio River. But we never gave up. We believed in each other. We came together and worked together to get through a very, very tough time. And as everyone knows, earlier this year, we had a killer tornado come through our state. People of Harrisburg and Ridgeway took a terrible hit, but they never, ever succumbed. They understood that even after these natural disasters, whether it be a tornado or an ice storm or a horizontal hurricane or a flood, the people of Illinois, every part of our state, are good and true. And we come together and help our neighbor. And now we're looking at a drought, a terrible drought. This is the driest time that we've ever had in our state of Illinois. The hottest weather. We've never had it this hot. And we've got to come together and help our neighbor, because Illinois, we're a mighty agricultural state. We are the heart of the heartland. We feed our country. We feed our world. And we're very, very grateful to our farmers who are here. I want to thank Donnie Laird, who took me over here today in his pickup truck. And I want to thank Mr. Katowski, who has several generations of his family farming this land. His grandson is with us here today. And we want to make sure that agriculture in Illinois lasts for generations and generations. And that's what our Farm Bureau is all about. I was with our Farm Bureau last week. We had an Export Advisory Council meeting. The Illinois Farm Bureau and our farmers are our number one exporters. We're not only feeding the United States, but we're feeding the world. Many other countries depend on our corn and our soybeans. And it's so important with our corn, because we took a look at some of the corn, some of the fields of the corn right now, and we were coming over, and you can see firsthand how depleted, how serious this matter is, this drought. Mr. Katowski told me the last time it rained was June 11th. June 11th, 0.6 of 1 inch. No rain since. Now, I do believe in the power of prayer. And I do believe that all of us, when we come together in a serious time like this, a crisis, a natural disaster of frankly epic proportions for our Illinois farmers, not only here, but south of here and north of here, our whole state really is affected. Now, we've had, thanks to the great work by the Secretary of Agriculture, a declaration of disaster for many counties in Illinois already. And today, more counties have been declared disaster areas under the federal law. And I'm going to mention those counties here. This is the map. We have today Champaign County, Morgan and Greene County, Bond, Washington, and Monroe County, and Stevenson County have all been sent by Washington. We've sent the letter to them declaring these disaster areas. And what that means is for 8 weeks or more, we've had 30% or more of our corn crop under severe heat conditions. And we are eligible for federal help. And as was just mentioned by Phil Nelson of the Farm Bureau, we want Congress, especially the House of Representatives in Washington, to take this crisis seriously. I talked this morning to Secretary of Agriculture Tom Vilsack, and he pleaded with me to plead with the Congress, the House of Representatives, to take immediate action to pass the federal agricultural farm bill for the coming 5 years. We cannot delay and run in place. This is a heart and soul of the Illinois economy. 40% of our economy depends on our agriculture, on our corn and our soybeans, and our livestock. Our livestock right now is in serious peril because the ponds are drying up, and we may not have enough water for them and for those who depend on clean water. And we must take action in Washington to expedite and accelerate the bill that came out of the House of Representatives Agricultural Committee last week. And as governor of Illinois, I intend to plead with our representatives from Illinois that are sent to Washington to make sure that they talk to the leadership, the Speaker of the House, to move this bill forward on an accelerated basis. We did it for the transportation bill. We can do it for the agriculture bill, because agriculture is really, when all is said and done, the key part of the Illinois economy. It is the part that feeds us all. And we have to be grateful to all of our farmers and the generations of farmers who have come together and worked together for all of us. We can never take them for granted. When they need a helping hand, we've never seen a drought like this. And we got to make sure we do things about it. And with respect to the help from Washington, a number of our counties are going to be eligible for a variety of different federal programs. They're eligible under the Federal Disaster Declaration. But we also brought today our cabinet that deals with these serious issues. Our Drought Relief Task Force, that is headed by our Director of Natural Resources, Mark Miller. He's here today. His co-chairman is the Secretary of the Illinois Environmental Protection Agency, John Kim. He's here today. And we also have with us our Director of Agriculture, Bob Fleiter, who knows firsthand that we've got to be on the front line with all of our farmers across Illinois, that this is their hour of need and we will not forget them. We must work together and band together in the best traditions of Abraham Lincoln's government of the people, because the people are right here, just taking a look at these fields and seeing how dry they are, and the corn that's going to have to be plowed up, and the corn crop that's going to be a lot less than we hoped for. And we got to pray for rain to hopefully save our soybean crop. We're never giving up, and when our farmers need help, we've got to make sure we're there for them. So I asked our executive director of the Illinois Finance Authority, Chris Meister, is with us today, because I want to make sure that we use state programs as well as our federal programs to help our farmers through this very tough time. So the Illinois Finance Authority has state programs. We'll hear a little bit about that today. It's important to understand that we had 26 counties last week declared disaster areas, another 7 today, maybe more coming. And I want to make sure that everyone in Illinois agriculture knows that we will come together as a family. The family of Illinois, 13 million people, we count on our farmers and our men and women in agriculture to help us. We're going to help you when you need a helping hand.